If you are a baseball fan, let alone being a Pirate fan, yesterday was probably the most excitement us Pirate fans have had in years. If you're a baseball fan, I'm sure you were probably caught up on the hype and the coverage of the Pirates. But us as Pirate fans, I can't recall the last time when somebody was coming up to the major leagues and the anticipation, the excitement, everything like that. And if you watched that Pirates and Cubs game last night, you knew exactly why us fans were excited. And I'm talking about the future face of this franchise, future cornerstone, probably already a cornerstone of this franchise, folks, Oneil Cruz. Now, yesterday was not his major league debut. He made his debut for a few games at the end of last year, prior to the season ending. But this year was his first start, and this year is really going to be his rookie season. And I was all for him making the opening day roster. I stick to that he probably should have been on the opening day roster, but nonetheless, he is up. And last night's game was probably the most excitement and fun I had watching a Pirate game all year, and I would probably say definitely over the last few years, 100%. And us Pirate fans deserve this. I've been saying on this channel, I've been saying to people, this isn't me drinking the Kool-Aid, folks. I've been saying that, and I've been hyping up the Pirates farm system that they have created over the last 2-3 years, since Ben Cherington and the new management, the new regime, all came into place. The Pirates have been ranked as somewhere between 2, 3, 4, 5 farm system over the last 3 years. Right now, they're currently ranked, last time I looked, around 3. But they've done a great job. And this year, we have seen several young guys, whether they're a highly regarded prospect or whether they've just been playing really well in AAA, AA, whatever it may be. Randy Contreras is up. He has been very good since coming up. He came up, did some work out of the bullpen because he wasn't really going to be viewed as a long-term, being here longer term. They sent him back down for a little bit, and they called him up, and he's in the rotation because he is a starter. He's been great. Number 1 ranked pitching prospect for them. He's been great. He's going to hold down the rotation for quite a long time. Jack Sawinski gets called up at the end of April from AA. He was out of the Adam Frazier trade, and this is really what the Pirates lineup has been missing for quite a while. Pop, power, and he's someone that can offer that. He hit two games ago, he hit 3 home runs in a game with a walk-off against the Giants. Already at 11 home runs on the season. Tucupita Marcano, the other guy they got out of the Adam Frazier trade, came up from AA. He's on the COVID-19 list. I don't understand why that's still a thing in baseball, but how about you just disbanding that? COVID's over. Don't care what you have to say. Tucupita Marcano has been playing very well since he's come up. Very rangy on defense, athletic, been getting on base, getting good contact on the ball. They've brought up, who else am I missing? They brought up Yeri De Los Santos, been pitching very well out of the bullpen in AAA. Aside from Oneil Cruz last night, they brought up Bly Madris, was there in spring training. He's been hitting very well in AAA, hitting over, last time I looked, over however span of games it was, over 400. Been playing a little bit of first base, so you'll probably see the Pirates maneuver him around the outfield a little bit in the corners, place him first. He also had a 3-game night and 2 RBIs. This is what we want to see, folks. Cal Mitchell is also a guy they brought up. He's another guy that has some pop to his bat, but hasn't been really too consistent to plate. They brought up Swaggerty for a very short stint. He'll be back at some point later on. I don't really think the Pirates set him up too much for success for the only few games he played, but he'll be back up. I'm telling you, folks, seeing these young guys play right now. This is the youth movement. This is the transition. Next year is going to be a transition year as well. The amount of people have come up already. There's going to be more on the way that come up. There's going to be more that come up next year. Looking at possible Quinn Priester. Looking at Henry Davis. Maybe Nick Gonzalez. Who else am I missing here? Maybe, they got some other guys down in AA. Michael Burrows in AAA. Maybe we'll see him at the end of this year. There's a variety of guys. Even guys that I'm not naming right now. And as a Pirate fan, it's one of the hardest things in the world to be a Pirate fan. Us fans, obviously, we all know this, deserve better. Bob Nutting is an awful owner, and he's still the only thing holding back this franchise. But my only hope is, now that these young guys are transitioning up, and even in next year, that they spend some money in free agency to add to the roster. But it is an exciting time seeing these young guys, seeing these promising prospects start to come up as we're seeing this year, as we're going to see in the next year. As I've been saying, as really what the Pirates target year, that 2024 season in a couple years is kind of really that season where, okay, back to being competitive, back to vying for the division, vying for playoffs, because the new management they've brought in has done a great job acquiring younger talent. Rebuilding their whole farm system from Class A all the way to AAA. That's what they need. That's what the Pirates needed. And now we're starting to see that come to fruition. But last night, folks, watching Oneil Cruz play, electric, freak athlete. I'm sure whether you're a Pirate fan or not, you saw it all over social media. Oneil Cruz was breaking Twitter. And it's great to see the coverage that he's getting, the Pirates are getting. He got a ground ball from shortstop. He threw it like 96 point some miles an hour, 98 miles an hour from shortstop to first base. His first ground ball pretty much of the season. He already has the highest throw from an infielder in terms of velocity out of the whole league already. Went 2 for 5, had 4 RBIs last night. Seeing stolen base, seeing him when he was going, he got a double going for 3. The speed, the hustle, the excitement the young man has was absolutely something to see. And him alone is going to make me go out of my way to watch the Pirates as much as I can. Him alone. And what does that tell you? Obviously, before he came up, I would still tune into games. I would still see every day what happened, but I wasn't really going out of my way necessarily to sit down and watch a whole 9-inning game right now. But with him being up, seeing Madris come up, and all these young guys playing together alongside Brian Hayes and Brian Reynolds, that's what you want to see. And obviously, Roansy Contreras makes me want to watch too. But nonetheless, just such an exciting time. And heck, I remember when the Pirates traded for him. Sorry, I don't know. My dog's making random noises. My girlfriend over here is smiling at me. I don't know what's going on. But I remember when they acquired him from the Dodgers. They acquired Oneil Cruz for 2-3 months of Tony Watson. And Oneil Cruz, I think at the time, was like 18 years old. Highly regarded. Very promising. But then as we started seeing him start heading into Greensboro, Class A, into Altoona, and then obviously into AAA, really once he got past Class A, it's like, yeah, this guy's going to be a stud. So I'm very excited to see the future with Cruz, Reynolds, Hayes, some of the other guys that are going to be coming up next year, like Henry Davis, Pirates' first overall pick from last year, Nick Gonzalez, Pirates' 5th overall pick from a couple years ago, Quinn Priester, Pirates' first-round draft pick from about 3 years ago. I'm excited to see these guys come up. Mitch Keller has been having a great month and a half or so, and that's really what we want to see. And who knows? All you can do is hope that Mitch Keller is finally getting grounded and figuring out his strengths, his mechanics, things like that. Because obviously we know Mitch Keller was the Pirates' #1 ranked prospect from a few years ago, and he hasn't been very good. But hopefully sometimes for different players it takes time. But the Pirates are stuck with him, And I really think this is really the make or break year for him. Hopefully we're starting to see that transition. JT Brubaker's had a great last 2 months. He had a great outing yesterday. Pirates bullpen, David Bednar's been very good. The bullpen in different areas has been pretty strong. So that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see, and that's what's an exciting time. And like I said, once we start seeing really the trends, these young guys play together this year and then next year, and once they hit that mark of, okay, our guys are up, this is what we've been building toward, this has been our plan, it's time to compete in the division, it's time to compete for playoffs, that's what you want to see. But honestly, nobody deserves it more than Pirate fans. I don't care what you say. The heartbreak, the pain, the suffering, the absolute killing of the fan base alone by the Pirates owner. A guy like Oneil Cruz is what's going to bring fans into the seats. A guy like Oneil Cruz is what's going to bring this fan base back. Now, yes, they have Brian Reynolds and Brian Hayes. Those guys we know are two cornerstones of this team. But Oneil Cruz now being up and these young guys starting to come up this year and into next year, and the Pirates getting to what they've been built toward, that's going to get the fan base back. And now it's going to come down to the owner to spend money to give these guys their due pay when it comes to contract extensions. We know Brian Hayes just got an 8-year deal, which was surprising to everybody right into the season. Brian Reynolds, we know, got a 2-year extension. Hopefully they lock him up longer term down the road. And we see moves in free agency, because they're going to need to add some pitching. They're going to need to add some veteran bats to that lineup, maybe to that bench, to being a DH. I don't know, but they're going to have to make some moves. But I was just wanting to enjoy it last night, and I really did, and I just want to enjoy the ride that we're watching with these young guys starting their MLB careers. And heck, that's what you saw too when Ben Cherington was with Toronto and the work he did. And the Red Sox. And when you look at really what he did, what he acquired through that time, it definitely does give you some, and already seeing what he's done with the Pirates the last 3 years, he's done a great job. He's done a great job. And I'm excited to see his plan continue to come to fruition, as I know all us Pirate fans. But the Pirates play at 7 o'clock again. They play the Cubs. Roansy Contreras on the mound. Cruz playing again. Hopefully we see a decent amount of people at the park. For a Monday night last night, decent crowd, but I think really Pirate fans that maybe have stepped away because of Bob Nutting and things like that might see, I hope that they start to come back, which you put a winning product on the field, you put excitement on the field, fans will come back. But that's what's going to come down to. I know when I started this show, I had no intro. I wanted to get right into it. I know I haven't been on here for a few weeks. As I say pretty much every time I'm on here, that I can't really stay consistent in my schedule right now. Just a lot of things happening personally. Obviously work. And the fact that with NFL, training camp hasn't quite started yet. There's some news on Deshaun Watson that I would like to talk about, but I don't really want to incorporate in this show. I haven't watched a thing in the Stanley Cup Final. We know the Warriors won the championship, but I just haven't really had all the time in the world to come on here and really sit down and talk about things. I've had family in town as well the last couple weeks, so it hasn't really been easy. Speaking of Pittsburgh, Minkah Fitzpatrick getting his contract extension last week was absolutely great to see. He's going to be locked up here another 5 years, which you're very excited about. I'm very excited about. Can't wait for Steelers season, man. Cannot wait. They're going to have their defense is set. Their defense is, long as everything goes right, should get back to being that defense it was in 2019 and 2020. Excited to see the offense, a younger offense, new schemes. We'll see what Matt Canada does and how he puts into play really what he wanted to do last year, but he couldn't really because of Ben. We'll see what happens with Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. I'm excited. Steelers are hosting Larry Unanjobi, defensive tackle, who was on the Bengals and Browns. If you remember that situation, Mason Rudolph. When he's healthy, he's a productive defensive tackle. So with the retirement stuff onto it, they can definitely use a guy like that. They do have some good depth there, but we'll see what happens. But I cannot wait. I know my girlfriend cannot wait. I know my nanny can't wait. I know us Steeler fans cannot wait. But in the meantime, we're going to have Oneil Cruz and the Young Bucks to watch here, which I'm very excited about. But I'm going to end it there, everybody. Not a long show. I wanted to come on here, get right to the point about the Oneil Cruz debut, the future of this franchise. The future is here. The Bucks are coming. Bucko fever. I'm just having some fun. But it's just an exciting time. So we'll see what happens the rest of the way. Obviously, I'll still be talking about Pirates. Obviously, training camp, NBA free agency, NBA draft is Thursday. We'll be talking all about it over the summer. I'm excited. But follow me on Facebook and Heintz site to keep up with things of the channel when I'm posting, when I do post. Twitter, Nate_Heintz. If you want to interact with me, keep up with me. And Instagram, Nathan_Heintz to keep up with the channel as well. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Obviously, it helps the channel grow. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't. YouTube algorithms are all freaking whacked up. But that's what we're trying to do. And it's not an easy thing when you can't post weekly, when you can't post every other day. But we're doing what we can. So I appreciate your guys' support. Hopefully, you're having a good start to your week here. We will see you sometime, probably this weekend. Maybe Sunday, maybe sometime later in the week if certain news does break. But nonetheless, thank you all for the support. And we will be back sometime this week / this weekend. That's why I say to follow the social media pages so you can keep up. But that's up to you. I thank you guys so much. We will see you later. Thank you, everybody. Let's go, Bucks.